Real quick, if you like my videos, come watch me on Twitch where you can see me fight these bosses live at It's Tizzle7. Check out my other channel, and there's also a link to a Discord in the description. Thanks. Alright, exciting news guys. There is a harder Savage Beastfly. So if you hated the first fight, you're going to hate this one even more because now you get to fight him on lava. So his attacks are the same as you can see, but I am much better at the game now. So what you want to do is actually move sort of as little as possible. So there, I'm just kind of taking one step, and then I can dodge to that one, and he wound up just going into the lava. Sometimes you'll get unlucky and he'll do double slams, but there should be at least one platform respawning to give you time to get there, or you can do what I did and leave one on the far end and he'll go into the lava. Now, after the lava, it shows sort of some bubbling flames. So right there where I was standing, so you want to get out of the way of that. So see there they come up, and then I just dash away. And then we just go back to hitting him. So when he does his dodge coming over, I like to pogo him in the face. It works really well for getting some damage in, building your silk, etc. There, I decided to use a silk move. But here's the biggest thing. You want to actually save. It's only because I had an excess of silk. So you want throwing knives. You can see I kind of chuck one out here at him. These floating enemies you have to kill instantly, or as fast as you possibly can. Again, hitting them from the bottom does work, just like it did in the Splinter boss fight. But yeah, so I use a silk move on this guy to take him out. And yes, I take damage from the boss, but now we're able to get a heal in. Unfortunately, I took some damage. You can hear me kind of freaking out about it. I was streaming this live. But yeah, so that was kind of annoying. So right here, he spawns another one in. We get really lucky with this spawn. So here's the RNG. Sometimes these guys might spawn over here, but what you always want to do is just get to them as fast as possible and try to take them out, but also try to avoid the boss's attacks, because these guys actually shoot fireballs, which have an AoE, and it's very annoying. So this was like a perfect kill. I didn't take damage from the boss, and I got him down. It takes me 4 hits. If you can upgrade your needle, that might help. But yeah, so here, we bait him around. I wasn't getting hits in, but that's fine. My upswipe missed, so that kind of threw me off. And then I jumped again to try to hit it, and then I just took damage. So those things happen. It's really annoying. I get a heal in there. Now he's spawning another one. Again, we get pretty lucky with 2 underswings. But yeah, these flying enemies are so obnoxious to deal with. Luckily, we kind of dodge everything. So yeah, I did die on this one. I don't know, this one took me probably close to 10 attempts again, honestly. It's just a matter of getting a rotation where you have good add RNG. And then eventually he starts spawning in 2 of these guys. So there, again, I get a hit on, and then I use my silk. Silk management is super important in this fight. So there, I wish there was iframes on this ability. There's not. So we're able to get boss damage and take the guy out. Yes, we take some damage, but again, I have lots of silk. So as soon as I can, I'm going to get a heal. I probably could have squeezed one in there. I get the stun. Now we do a heal. Now he spawns in 2. So you'll see these fireballs. So this is where it gets really hectic when there's these 2 guys. Unfortunately, I take damage from the boss a lot there. Sorry about that. I went to rewind and it went like way too far back. So I actually dive into the lava here. So quick tip, always run the magma bell on this because you'll only take 1 damage instead of 2 from the lava and these guys' fireballs. So I land in the lava, that's only actually going to take away 1 health, where if the boss had hit me, it's going to be 2. But like I said, this is where stuff gets super hectic. So again, I had bad silk management. I don't use my thing right away, plus they're spread out. So yeah, this is where the fight can fall apart very, very quickly. Luckily, I fall into the lava, so I take a little less damage, and we somehow did get one of those guys down. This guy keeps throwing his things at me, and there you can see I run into it. But because of the Magma Bell charm, if I didn't have that on, I would have lost my Unbreakable Skull or whatever, which isn't the end of the world, because that's what it's there for, to keep me alive. But still, it's nice to have in your back pocket, so always run the Magma Bell. And then here, again, we have one platform very far away, so he's just going to dive into there. I can get a heal off. So we got through the worst part it's that double ad spawn where things get really stupid. Now it's just another single ad spawn. I don't know if it's just random or what, or if it's always a double at like a certain part in the fight. I'm not sure. But yeah, it is quite annoying. And like I said, sometimes you're just going to get unlucky. Other times like this run, you're going to get lucky. So there he comes out of the lava. We get out of the way. Now I'm going to do an up swipe and then a pogo. And that's actually how we finish it. So he's not too tanky, thank God. But yeah, getting past that double spawn is very tricky. Like I said, this actually took me less tries than I was expecting, because when I first showed up to it, I was like, oh my God, this looks awful. But it wasn't super, super bad. Obviously, it's worse than the first Savage Beastfly, but you'll be stronger at this point. You'll be better at the game. So hopefully that helped, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.